Basically, we see if our marriage, this YouTube channel, survive the next 3 days.
I didn't know that our marriage was on the line, but I mean, good to know.
I had waffles, I feel great.
Ooh, nice, high five. Goal is to beat Sydney, that's it.
I think I've seen enough of the trails to feel pretty comfortable that this is doable. Of course, it hasn't started yet.
We've been in Moab for 5 days now. Been camping, living in the van, it's been awesome. This morning we packed up all our stuff and we're heading into town because for this race we'll be staying in a condo.
Whoa, high rollin'.
This is because our coach Mike, who you guys have met on this channel a few times, rented a house for all of his athletes. So we'll be staying with a bunch of other athletes that he coaches. So we're gonna have a big crew and yeah, we're gonna head in and do that now and introduce you guys to some of the people you'll be seeing in our race vlog this weekend. Oh yeah, fun fact, this is our headlight that's sitting here because it fell off as we were driving into Moab. Our ride yesterday was basically a pre-ride of the first day of this 3-day race, and
took us 5.5 hours. We had some
issues,
but like
we definitely weren't going race pace, but yeah. I was hoping that we could do these race stages in 3 hours, and that's
seeming optimistic
at the moment. We're also pretty sore.
Definitely.
We had ridden hard the 2 days before that because we are training for BC bike race, not this race. So we are like fully planning to go into this race tired, but no matter how much you plan that, it's always a little bit like, oh no.
This is our fancy pants home for the weekend.
Oh, this is gigantic. We have stocked up on race food. We got some pickles, bananas, chocolate covered pretzels, cookies, potato chips, tortilla chips, strawberries, granola, oranges. We're just starting to fill up. Probably nowhere near what it's gonna look like in like a day. That's all our stuff on the top.
Look who our next door neighbor is, BKXC.
I'm Brian, I have the YouTube channel BKXC. And this is the first time I'm ever gonna do a stage race. I have done cross-country races here and there, circa 2013. Me and my brother were in really good shape. Now, not so much. I'm a good rider, but the physical lung stuff is very, very tough. Looking forward to it. It's a big test. And just like Sid and Mackie, I'm gonna do the BC bike race as well. So this is like a little mini BC bike race, and we're gonna see how we pull through it. My goals for this race are not to get cramps and not to crash. Like, I literally have no other benchmarks at all to know how good I am or what I'm gonna do or how much power I should be putting out. I have a power meter on my bike now, so I can kind of nerd out on the stats, but I don't even know what I'm looking at. Survival.
You know your FTP.
I do. I do know my FTP, 227.
It's literally the same as mine.
It's the goal is to beat Sydney. That's it.
Our other housemate is Fairly, who has a very awesome vanity plate.
Is this thing on?
It is on.
Hi, I'm Fairly Fry. I'm from Boise, Idaho. I race cross-country mountain bikes. And we're here at the Moab Rocks stage race. This will be my first stage race ever.
What are your goals?
What are my goals? I'm gonna ride all the rocks. My goals are to just have a strong third day. That's actually my goal. It's just have a strong third day, ride within my wheelhouse, and work on some rocks that we don't really have where I'm at.
So here is the other condo, which is where we're gonna be having dinners.
Hello.
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 My name is Jim Schultz. I'm Sid Schultz's dad.
Why you're doing this race?
I think it came up as something to do a long time ago, and I signed up for it without thinking too much about it.
How are you feeling about that now?
Really good. I think I've seen enough of the trails to feel pretty comfortable that this is doable. Of course, it hasn't started yet. I started racing mountain bikes probably in 1989. Maybe a little bit later, but it seemed to me it was before you were born. My strength has always been endurance. I've always looked for longer races, 40s and 100s, rather than the 20 milers because they're just too fast. I'd say I'm physically in shape. Technically, I'm probably weak. I would like to finish each day feeling good. I mean, finish the day with a smile on my face, well hydrated, ready to take on the next day. And if I feel like I'm really racing, I'll worry about racing on the third day. The second day is my birthday, so I will be celebrating my birthday and riding my bike. Oh, that's something new, isn't it? I will be 67.
All right. I got a little overzealous with the potatoes.
Overzealous with potatoes is never a problem.
And the chorizo. This frittata, these two up here, and then
Oh my god.
these little chorizo potato pies.
So is this like this meal carefully calibrated to make us really fast tomorrow?
This meal is carefully calibrated to make sure there's enough sodium in your system to make you want to hydrate really well tonight. My name is Mike Durner. I am Coach Sid and Mackie and several of the other people who are here. And I put this together because a few of my athletes were interested and said, hey, I'll just be team mom. Take care of the logistics, the cooking, so they have a lot of fun and can focus on performance or fun or whatever they want to do this weekend.
Goals for the weekend.
Everybody has fun, everybody enjoys the dinners, and everybody goes away saying, I would do that again. Because you guys came to me at the beginning of the year talking about like wanting to do BC, I was like, this would be a good chance for you guys to practice that and see, you know, do we need to make any changes to any training? Do we need to make any changes to how we communicate? I think you guys have a better chance of doing well than other married couples who I know have done it, but I still thought some practice would be necessary.
I like your book, Mike.
Thank you.
Team Mom is prepared. Oh my gosh, you've organized.
Yes.
You have tabs.
From morning tomorrow, we will have to be over at the high school by 8 o'clock.
So Sid, how long do we need to be able to be ready at 7:30?
Oh, 15 minutes? I don't know. No, we should probably get up at like 6:30.
Oh!
I know. Whenever we get into the sixes, Mackie has trouble.
Hopefully you guys have seen our Andy Specifico videos. That was an enduro stage race. And just like very briefly, the difference with enduro is that you are not timed on the climbs. And
only get timed on the descent.
this one, not so much.
Classic XC race, only you do it for 3 days in a row. Are we scared?
Nervous, maybe? Not scared. Nervous because we haven't done a race like this in a long time.
We've never done a race together. There is no duo category for this race, but because we're racing BC bike race in July and we're racing that as a duo, we wanted like a practice for that, to race together and kind of work out some of those logistics of like when it made sense for me to follow Mackie, when it made sense for me to set the pace. Basically, we see if our marriage, this YouTube channel, survive the next 3 days. And if they do, then we'll try it for 8 days in BC.
I didn't know that our marriage was on the line, but
I mean,
good to know.
It is on the start line.
Our marriage is on the start line.
It's race morning. We're getting ready to go over and get some breakfast. And yeah, do our first like proper cross-country race in years. And in honor of that, we have done something a little different.
We have? Oh yeah.
You want to pull down your pants? You can't even tell. We're wearing spandex.
Whoa.
And we're being like total teenagers about it. It's funny, like when you actually race a lot of cross country or ride road bikes, it's like so normal, you don't even think about it. It's like not a big deal at all. It's really practical, intelligent clothing to wear riding a bike. But when you get out of the habit, you feel really silly.
I'm feeling good. I wish I'd slept a little bit more, but
Did you have trouble falling asleep?
I kept waking up. Kept waking up and going over that cliff. You know, what can I say?
Stop worrying about the cliff, it's gonna be fine.
As long as I'm awake, I'm fine.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
I had waffles. I feel great.
Ooh, nice. High five.
Off we go to the race venue.
Should we bump some tunes?
Let's bump some tunes.
Getting the chamois butter going.
Trying to warm up. Really hard to warm up. The sun is in my eyes and there are people everywhere. So according to Mackie, this is how XC races warm up.
Take it for a warm up.
What's your cadence right now? Last snot rocket.
Last snot rocket. Oh yes, I got it so good. Come on, Fairleigh, get on the Jason train. We're approaching 45-minute mark. We've climbed almost 1,500 feet, over 9 miles. So we've got about three and a half miles and 500 or 600 feet. This is the point where like you settled in, you just kind of like found a pace that you can maintain with the knowledge that there's quite a bit more to come. And this is the mellowest part of the climb. Sid's cruising. At the top of this thing, you get to descend for a little bit. We got to rally our first little descent. It was awesome. Now we're on technical double track for a good little bit, but this kind of climbing I think suits our bikes a little bit better than that dirt road did. So this is good, guys. This is real good. And then we are at the top of the quote-unquote descent. We're at almost exactly an hour and a half. We just hit the descent, which admittedly still has some climbing on it, but it's party time, friends. Oh yes, it is. What'd you think?
The climb was hard, but the rest of it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. My favorite bar.
Ooh, I want some too.
Yeah, that's just for you.
Yum.
You got the whole cookie thing?
Well, that was just crumbs.
A little tired there, dear.
We survived day 1.
Day 1, done.
Check.
I had an awesome time. I really did. I
did
just
too.
had a blast.
I did too. I actually thought it was easier than I thought it was going to be. And I'm scared to say that because that was day 1. And
There are
two
2
more
more
days
days.
left, so I don't want to, I'm not getting cocky or anything, but I didn't leave it all out there.
Okay. It's probably good since
Yeah.
there are 2 more days.
Felt like I wasn't as slow on the climb as I thought I was going to be. And I don't know if it's the bike being a little lighter than the builds that we had last year, but I felt like
I was really impressed with your climb, honestly. I'm not just trying to save our marriage here. I didn't know that our marriage was on the line. Okay, as you guys may have guessed, but maybe not, I'm a little bit stronger climbing than Sid is. And so...
he is a tank going uphill. Like a fast tank.
A fast tank. I'm a really fast tank going uphill. No, but so because I'm the stronger, or the faster climber, I was the one who was breaking the wind. So Sid was drafting, but Sid was the one who was setting the pace, in that she would say let's take it up a little bit. I want to go a little faster. Hey, we need to back it down a little bit.
And there were some sections that were pretty flat and windy, so being able to draft Mackie was huge. It was pretty funny actually. At one point we looked back and there were 12 people on our line.
Yeah,
because
apparently
Mackie was just pulling the whole way because he was already going easy for him. So he was I'm just gonna pull this, and everyone was oh my god,
They're
this is
a free pull!
amazing.
I think for me the hardest part was not going with the leaders. I watched the group of pro guys go, and for me the hardest part was not catching up with that group and then hanging on as long as I could. This was a different thing in that my priority was making sure that Sid could go as fast as she was, so that together we could go as fast as we
It's
could.
definitely an interesting dynamic.
It was an interesting dynamic, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I thought you killed it.
So overall,
So really my heart rate wouldn't go down very much on the descent at all.
it took.
It stayed at 175.
So there's a little dip right there, down to 155, and then something happened afterwards where it jumped right back up.
All right, we're discussing Sid's cookie eating heart rate.
So post race, cookies, 96 beats per minute, 98. Bike path, 136.
40 beat per minute
beat
different
per
between
minute.
cookies and bike path.
Cookies while riding on the bike path.
Tell us about your race.
Fix my man
It was good. I had a good time.
The race today was really, really good. I was surprised.
It was so much fun. There was stuff I did not actually think my bike had any business going down that turned out to be pretty fun.
I think it went
How did we
really
do?
well today.
Caught a group of 4 or 5 guys going out of town, and they were much faster than me, and I hung on. Did a couple pulls, but I was mostly being carried along.
My cardio sucks. I think everyone who's racing is oh, my cardio sucks. But it definitely was.
There were definitely about 3 full stop. Where does it go? It's just dropped it to death, and so I stopped for just a minute to make sure that I was not going in fact into death.
I chose to get off a couple of times just because I thought it was safer than the alternative.
First of all, everyone finished with all their skin and their parts, bicycle and body.
Bicycle and body parts.
Yes.
I had 2 liters of water in my pack, and I took 2 sips of it the entire time. So
And once I got past that one little shiny piece of rock that went off into the abyss, I was a new man.
You didn't have to ride by yourself either. That was the other thing you were
That was
worried
great. There was
about.
always somebody either passing me or I was passing somebody.
I think my favorite part was very near the finish. There were some big things, big rock things. I don't know what you call those. Definitely augured into a couple of things that scared the pants off of me. And I rode them.
I had a couple goals. There's no cramps and no crashes. I did have a cramp near the end. And your guys' coach, Mike, was talking about how cramps might not be necessarily as related to nutrition as to training. So I could see where my training hasn't been that good. And I don't know if I've put myself through that kind of a ringer for years.
One of my other goals to myself was to just make sure I, quickly moved on from whatever frustrating little hiccup like that happened and just leave it behind me on the trail. I think I did a good job.
My goal was to finish with a smile on my face and be ready for tomorrow. So I'd say I've got it half, and we'll see tomorrow.
Find out tomorrow.
Definitely a win in my book.
What do you have planned for amazing dinner tonight?
So amazing dinner tonight is going to be chicken kebabs.
Oh, nice.
And mashed sweet potatoes with garlic.
This looks amazing.
Got to descend baby steps, which is so much fun.
It was a lot of snow coming down.
We just went like really pinned the entire time.
What are your thoughts about this turn of events, Mike?
Well, it's a nice surprise.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell so that you don't miss part 2 of our Moab Rocks series, which will be coming out on Monday.